get my front light. There we go. Next gen, what's up, buddy? Braden, Trapping Bros, Anthony, Wyatt, John, Joseph. Wow, everybody's hitting quick. How's everybody doing? Don, how we doing? Are you going to be at the ITA in Osage by chance? Yeah, Wyatt. It's a good day. It was a long day, very very long day. Um, I got to be a part of the a trapping class today that had great attendance. It was a lot of fun. How we doing, Kim? Anthony, it's not worth waiting for though, buddy. Edward, man, everybody's jumping in here. I like it. Hopefully, I didn't interrupt somebody else's live. I didn't see anybody else on my notifications. Hunting and stuff. How we doing, buddy? I get it, Don. 100%, buddy. I get it. Ruger, what's up, my man? Good hunting stuff. We had it was somewhere between 48 and 52 people come through our trapper education class today. Off the hook. How we doing, buddy? I seen you were live earlier, and I stopped in for just a few minutes, but um, hope everything's going well. Jay, what's up, my man? That's making me really nervous. I hope I didn't interrupt somebody else's live. No one I saw in my tab up here was live, so yeah, I was real happy with it. Everything went smooth. It was a good time. Um, a lot of traps got handed out, a lot of bait. It was fun. It was a good day. Uh, it was a phenomenal day, actually. Um, very stressful day, though. You know, there's a lot that goes into planning a good trapping class. Um, you know, I'd line up instructors and sponsors and rent a facility and everything else. There's a lot that goes on. Off the hook, I have not heard a final tally. Last I knew it was close to 15. That's what Al told me. So if you're willing to share the final numbers, man, that'd be great. If not, I understand. Don Backwaters bait. Bruce Rhodes handed out a bunch of stuff, a bunch of bait. Pretty much everybody that walked away went away with his. I think it's something King, Raccoon King, or something. I can't think of the name of it offhand, but a very strong dog proof bait, and he handed out a lot. Um, Delta Waterfowl, which is a huge supporter of me and trapping for their nest raiders, with Curtis Barber as the chapter president. They spent like $1,500 on traps to hand out to these kids and adults, people getting started in it. It was phenomenal. It was just a great time. Don, he really is. He's a very smart and educational man. I respect him a lot. Hey, Jinx, how we doing? Oh, that's awesome. Off the hook. Yeah. Yeah, Jay. It was 95, I believe, was the auction, but it was over 5K, I believe, just straight donations, is my understanding. So it's pretty awesome. So, Ted, I mean, you're the man. You, Mark, and Boxy, you put a lot of work into that. And, um, you know, I don't know all the work that goes into it, but I saw bits and pieces of how much work that you guys really put into that. So, um, props to you guys because you guys busted your rear ends for it. That's for sure. Oh, cool, Braden. Hunting stuff. It showed up today. It showed up today, which is awesome. At the same time, my beaver fur check showed up, so even better. Looking forward to Monday. I'll just say that. Oh, hey man, I'm just glad to be part of it. My stuff was, I put a little time into it and I donated some stuff, but you guys put in the extra hours. You guys were the ones that had the meetings, rounded up payments, rounded up addresses, figured out a way to make it work. Um, it was actually phenomenal to watch, and it just from my standpoint, from my understanding, none of you guys have done anything exactly like that. That went crazy smooth. The coons or the coins kind of gave you guys a little bit of a hiccup, but way less of a hiccup than I expected. I really thought that was going to be a really rough one. So, Jay, thanks for stopping in, buddy. Um, Take care, man, and looking forward to seeing what you do on opening day in Iowa. I have, Anthony. Believe it or not, I have. Um, I've let a raccoon out of a dog proof on one side of the road, let it go, and it ran through the tube. And I thought, don't I have a 220 over? Whack. Yep, I did. So, oh, really? On the stuff? Oh, good, good. Next gen? Honestly, no. I have not. So, we got through, I think, an hour, and my wife's deal was plugged up. So, we had to clean up some footage, and we got a lot to go yet. But yeah, no, it was awesome. Next gen, he was gracious enough to come down there and film it for me. Not just for me, but for other things that I have coming up. Pretty awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. Uh, Bruce Rhodes did a phenomenal coyote demo as he always does. My buddy Chad, he's actually a park ranger down in my hometown. He's a hell of a water trapper. Really good dude, and he did the water sets and such like that. Um, It was awesome, guys. I cannot stress how motivating it was today to see that. So, also, I will give a little shout out here. If any of you, well, let me ask this first: Are you any of you members of the Iowa Trapper Association and plan to attend the convention? Let me ask that first. Oh yeah, Edward. Yeah, next gen's top notch. He really knows what he's doing, and he's a great friend of mine. No, I'm not surprised, Don. Nathaniel Utterback. How we doing? That name sounds really familiar now. Steve from Wyoming, how we doing? Well, those of you that are attending the ITA convention, um, on Saturday they have a general members meeting, and I'm going to be submitting my name to be an officer at large. I appreciate any support that anybody wants to support me in that because there'll probably be a couple hundred people there, and we'll probably be voting on 4 or 5 people to fill 2 positions. So, um, any support I can get, I'm more than happy for. Yeah, Edward, it's gonna be fun. I was the today. Thanks, Jinx. I appreciate it. Edward, I appreciate it, man. Oh, of course, next gen. I appreciate it too, buddy. Um, no, this was just a phenomenal day. I was pumped for this. I mean, heck, I'll try to share some pictures. I'll know. Well, the light in front of me might change this. We had some awesome. I mean, I don't know how well that's able to share, but that is a full facility. Um, we had some young kids handling fur. They absolutely loved it. I had every species in Iowa right there in front of them. Um, we had obviously Bruce Rhodes, the man. He was doing a live trap presentation at the end of the day. Uh, you know, I fed everybody. It was a good time. It was awesome. Hey Eric, how we doing, bud? Ace, I appreciate it, bud. Edward, until I won't be drinking until after that happens, but after that, I'll definitely have a few. Nathaniel, yeah, he did. He did, buddy. Um, I'm gonna get him back. I'm gonna get Bruce back for that, which is Grandpa, I believe, to you, if I remember right. Thanks, Anthony. We did, Eric. It was awesome. It was 48 or 52, somewhere in between there. Kind of got different numbers every time. Funny, Ruger. All right, Bill. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. You take care, man. I really appreciate it. But there was a lot of nerves with today. We had somebody come from Michigan today to this class, all the way down in southern Iowa. We had somebody drive from Michigan to take this trapper education class. Last year, we had somebody from Nebraska or Kansas. I think it was Kansas. But Michigan, that is insane. But that just shows what the potential for growth is. You know, put a class in the right spot with the right promotion, and this stuff is just unstoppable. Um, and that's honestly why I am running for a position in the ITA here in a couple weeks. Is I think the ITA is starting to realize the impact that YouTube and Facebook and other things you know, can achieve. They're starting to open their eyes up to it, and if they're willing to accept me as for who I am, I guess, because I'm kind of the odd duck in the room. Realistically, I'm be one of the younger ones, kind of the less traditional way of doing things and promoting things in a new fashion. Um, yeah, I'm kind of, I guess, like that real nerdy kid in a group of real tough rednecks, if that makes sense. So yeah, but they're starting to kind of see the impact, especially after like a class like today. Um, and if they're willing to to understand this stuff, I want to lead the way and help them in every aspect I can, and help guide them. Because I mean, change is tough. Even change for me. The new stuff, modern stuff coming out for me, it's like, no, that's ridiculous. So I'm the exact same way. I struggle with change. So um, having that ability to adapt is awesome, I think, and I really want to help with that. Next gen, that's terrible to say if I'm the tech guy because I'm actually a terrible tech guy, and you might actually be worse than me. So it really is, Eric, and that's people are starting to realize that and see that, and that's good. And anything I can do to help with that is phenomenal. I'm happy to be part of it, and that's why I'm throwing my name in the hat for it. So we'll see what happens, but either way, I'm gonna keep doing my stuff. Um, these next few classes going into next year, I learned a lot this year. I'm gonna apply it next year. Uh, I've got Delta Waterfowl backing me up as well with a lot of stuff, which is huge supporter of trapping. And that's what people got to realize is waterfowlers, turkey hunters, pheasant hunters, quail, deer, all these people need trappers. And Delta's starting to understand that and see that. And therefore, I mean, I've got almost 100% support from them. Phenomenal people. We actually talked about an Iowa bounty system a little bit ago, roughly with their support. Things could really, we get these other groups involved and become one, just like that auction was here not that long ago. Man, we are unstoppable. Oh, Scott, I appreciate it, man. I really do. It's just, I'll tell you what, like the class today was awesome, but even afterwards, I think that picture I showed you there, there's four kids playing with the furs and they're talking about them and trying to figure out what they are and stuff like that. That some of them never seen a weasel, and just I went up there and just started talking to them and interacting with them, and they're fascinated by them. And it's just like that spark that I saw was the same one I had literally 25 years ago. I mean, it's awesome to see. And I actually had one of the ladies, the moms of one of the kids here. I didn't even know I had her on Facebook, but she just went off about saying how great her son had a great time at the convention or that the trapper ed class, and he's so pumped about putting traps in the ground, and he's wanting to go hit, just keep pushing this. And now he's starting to look up stuff online. And it's just amazing. It is great. Samuel, glad to have you in here. It was down in Knoxville, Edward, down in my hometown. But yeah, it was awesome. It was phenomenal. Props to my dad. He cooked about 40 pounds of pulled pork for everybody. Uh, he did a lot of work on that too. So it's pretty awesome. It was just such a good time. So much knowledge. It was I'm going to give myself a little um, props here that this year was a lot more organized than last year. It went smoothly. We had people to warn the instructors of you got 10 minutes left, you've got 5 minutes, and we need to move. Sometimes last year got a little carried away. Some went last an hour and 20, and then this one lasted 40 minutes. But keeping everything, confined to this. We'll talk over anything later if you want to, but we got to keep in order in it, and it worked out so well. Edward, not sure exactly where you're at, but there may be one coming. Me and a couple others, we're working on things. I can't say for sure, but um, next gen, that kid in here, he's a great supporter and he's a good kid. And I think together, me and him can really, really get a lot of stuff done. Uh, it could be really good with the support of Delta Waterfowl and now the support of the Iowa Trapper Association. Um, you're going to see a lot more educational classes with a lot of success, I think. Ace, that would have been that was North Central Iowa. I'm not sure how many they had. Last I knew, it was like 6 or 7 people. Oh, Nathaniel, you liked it, huh? You liked it? That was good, man. I appreciate you coming in on the live, buddy. It's good to have you in here. I got to talk to you a little bit today, so that was fun. My phone's still blowing up about that. Trapping Bros, unfortunately, I am not. So I got the Iowa convention, which locks me up for the whole weekend. The next week is the Missouri, and I'm staying home see my family because the very next week I have the Nebraska convention. So 3 weekends without seeing my family. I honestly don't take it the wrong way, but I don't want to do it. I want to spend a little time with my kids. Uh, I'm going to see them a whole lot in the evenings. I get off at 5, get home by 5:30. My daughter's in bed by 8. And I kind of want to. I want one weekend off. I'd love to be there, but it sounds like I'm going to meet you guys um, maybe next year at the Nationals, if I remember right. So that'd be pretty fun. Nathaniel, where's the Nationals this year? This year it was up in Escanaba, Michigan. Next year, Nathaniel, it is going to be Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So from where you're at, probably 4.5 hours, 4 hours, something like that. But look forward to seeing you there. If you do end up going up with grandpa, buddy, that'd be awesome. I've learned a lot from your grandpa. He's a very, very good man and has helped me with a lot of things. So uh, hopefully I'll see you there, bud. Hopefully you're going to the Iowa though, aren't you, Nathaniel? But no, I, I cannot tell you how awesome that felt. Seeing these kids that are 12, 13 years old just blown away by what I showed them. It was awesome. It was pretty cool. Nathaniel, I will be. So there's going to be a youth trapper education class in Bloomfield. Um, on October 20. It's a Saturday. I'm gonna have to find out details on it, but I will be leading up a youth trapper education class on Saturday. It's not gonna be one class. It's gonna be kind of an all day thing. So please, anybody in the chat, if you're in northern Missouri, southern Iowa, eastern Iowa, western Illinois, a youth trapper education class. We're going to basically start from the beginning, how traps work, the parts and pieces of them, to basically the beginner basics. So um, I'm going to be heading that up. Should be a great time. The convention in the woods. Uh, Backwater puts on an awesome convention down there. It's a phenomenal facility. You're really out in the middle of nowhere, and it's amazing. Um, it's pretty cool. I appreciate it, Corey. It's just an officer at large, basically just a general director position. Just something that I have a say when it comes to. Um, I have a voice when it comes to decisions that the ITA goes by. Yes, Edward. So on Friday they have the directors only meeting, which they will take nominations for the positions. And then Saturday, the general membership meeting is where the votes are. I did find that out today. So, hey, Tony. Oh, Samuel, we're creeping up on it, right? Pest Hunter, how we doing, bud? No, thank you, Edward. I appreciate it. I do appreciate all support. This family I have on here is phenomenal. I could not be where I'm at without it for sure. So that's just I really think I can do a lot of good in that position, especially kind of teaching some of these people that might not be so tech savvy of the pros of the new digital world with trapping. You've also got the other stuff that we need to be cautious for, obviously all the negative stuff, but um, there's a lot of pros that could happen here, and um, if we get jumping on this soon, I really think that it could be a really good thing. Yeah, Pest Hunter, he did, and the hoodie that I owed him. So I appreciate it, Edward. I really do. Should be a good time. My style baits, how we doing? Well, those were in an auction. I'm trying to think what he had. He bought a coyote. Yeah, he bought a coyote from me. I have several coyotes left. Um, None of the exactly like his are for sale. That was kind of an auction deal that I wasn't going to part with them, but a very generous donation on here by Hunting and Stuff, and for a good cause, I decided to part with a few of them. But I do have some coyotes and stuff for sale. My style baits. If you want to send me an email, iowatrapper2 at gmail. Um, I'd be happy to hook you up with one. Edward, my coyotes with shipping right now are 60. With shipping's just ridiculous. I don't know if any of you have shipped anything that's not an envelope recently, but it's like 15. I think the one I sent to Earl was 17. One of the package I sent was 28. So it's pretty ridiculous. Forest City. Okay, that's where it was. Okay, Ace. Yeah, Ruger, I'm not trying to make money on them. Obviously make a little bit, but by the time you get, the coyote and get tanning on it and shipping, yeah, I'm not. There's nothing there really. If I make $10 a piece on them, perfect. But by the time I drive into town, that means I'm stopping at McDonald's and I spent 15. So I'm going backwards right away. My style baits, I've got all kinds of skunks. I'm all out of beaver, but I have skunks, a few raccoons left, and I think that's it. Because I got a couple beaver here, but they're spoken for, or I'm keeping them. It's kind of a mess, like really a mess. But if you look over here behind everything, all coyotes and fur, and that whole box right there is full of um, that one is raccoons and skunks, and there's a little bit of everything here. Wow, pest hunter, that's crazy. That's ridiculous. Anthony, 5XL coon is $50 shipped. So skunk is I think 45 shipped. Um, Coyote 60 if you combine them all, take shipping off of a couple of them. So nah, my style baits. I wish, buddy. I wish. No bear here. Yeah, Ruger, exactly. I mean, I'm not making a killing on them. I did a bulk deal since I had so much tan, but I think yeah, tanning a coyote was still $30, $25, something like that. So there's not a whole lot of money in it. Thanks, Ace. But yeah, my style. I mean, we've got I don't know. See if I can find it. Oh boy, about one over. We got a little bit of everything. That one's. I need to sort through this and figure out what I'm keeping and what I'm not. You know, you got some pretty good coyotes in here yet. Just Iowa coyotes, nothing fancy about them. Um, some good coyotes. There's nothing crazy fancy about them. Just a decent eastern coyote. I don't pest hunter. I do a little bit of rabbit hunting, but I've never got one tanned. Kim, I send everything, not everything, but most of my stuff through Sleepy Creek Tannery. My buddy BJ, he's tanning stuff now. He just started this last year full time. He does phenomenal work too. Um, he just took on a lot of work this year, a lot more than he thought. So I wasn't able to send him as much stuff because he was already pretty loaded up. So I sent most of my stuff to Sleepy Creek. Oh, I bet Anthony. I'll bet Edward, my skunks. Oh boy. Hold on, we got to get through all these coon. I mean, you've got skunks for days. I mean, small stripes, better stripes. I don't even know. There's so many here, guys. It's ridiculous. Got really good stripes. That one will probably not be for sale. Smaller ones that are almost all black. I think we have some actual almost all black ones in here. Just average, good skunks. Really white tipped on the tails. Uh, like there's another really pretty one. A lot of these are going to probably end up getting turned into hats eventually. I'm going to start working on making hats. I think out of them. So, about one over again. No, Edward, you're good, bud. Dollies, nice, piss hunter. Tony, I catch a few that just have the little white stripes, like from the shoulder blades up. They're pretty unique. So, yeah, exactly, Ruger, exactly. Yeah, Eric, because the spare time I have between roofing and siding and my full time job in the freezer and wife and kids and all this trapping education classes and youth events. Yeah, I've got enough spare time. Nathaniel, I can't say that yet, bud, because I've never made one. If I make one, it turns out good, um, and I get a chance to, start really making them. I will definitely let you know, buddy. Yeah, I've got some in here, Tony. We've got, I don't know what I got here, 30 or 40 skunks. I got another 80 skunks that should be headed to the tannery here before too long. So I don't even know which one, Ruger. You're either behind in the chat or you or something, but I just showed a whole bunch of them. So I might have to go get another drink. Yeah, Ruger, some of the really better ones I'm gonna hold off and make into hats. I think that'd be the best route. But no, it a lot of fur here, and that's why I got a bunch of stuff tanned. Try to figure out what I can make out of them and have some fun. Yeah, Tony, I've seen a lot of that. A lot of people are making blankets right now. That'd be pretty cool too. I've seen some coyote blankets that were just phenomenal, and raccoon. So yeah, we got plenty of furs in here. That's the red coyote my buddy keeps trying to buy from me. That's he's not gonna ever get. I think so too, Edward. I think the big white broad stripe one right down the middle. Maybe supplement it with some smaller ones down the side would be pretty awesome. Your new go name is Ruger. We've got a Ruger on here. Skunk Speedo sack nuts. Uh, how big a skunk do you really need for that though? Oh yeah, pest hunter. Right now it'd be pretty ridiculous. Okay, Nathaniel, I get it. Samuel, go to your local state trapping convention. You'd be surprised what you can find. Uh, there'll be stuff available. Might not be dirt cheap, but you'll find stuff cheaper than what you buy them new for sure. Uh, there's always deals to be made at trapping conventions, especially the used equipment. We got Ruger farming and Ruger. Oh yeah, Anthony, absolutely. There's a place called the Picker Nose Up in Iowa that has several traps and they're pretty cheap. I didn't know that. Interesting. Right, Ruger. Exactly. Exactly. I didn't know that. That's interesting. No, there's deals to be made. I just scored through some connections I actually made through my channel. I scored 100 brand new 220s for $6 a piece. That's literally half price. So I was very lucky for that. There's plenty of stuff out there though. I'd always suggest if you go to convention, be the first one in the building and look at the stuff on the ground in front. The stuff that's used that has just a big tag on a tote. That's where you need to go. Ruger, right, right. And that's okay. I get it. Oh, Cam, that's a tough question. That's tough. Um, my opinion, the cheapest one I'd recommend, probably the Bridger 5. I don't like them. The levers are too short and they are stout trap. You are not probably going to set it by hand. It is everything I can possibly do to set that trap over my knee. Um, you're going to pay probably another $5 a piece, but the no BS traps probably $10 more a piece, something like that. Phenomenal traps. Uh, the TS 85s are my recommended trap. You're going to pay slightly more, but they're a lot more user friendly and really, really good. I anchor them all, Wyatt, with Pogo anchors. That's everything for me. No, Tony, I shouldn't. That should put me probably close to 250, 220s, maybe 300. I got to sort through them yet, but I'm sitting right at 550 dog proof. So we should be good on both fronts, I think. Oh, Edward, that's a good deal. That is a good deal right now. Samuel, if you go to the Iowa Trapper Convention in Osage in 2 weeks, I'll bet there's going to be some deals there. Oh, absolutely, Ruger. I know you would. 22 cal what? Right, Anthony? Talented Outdoors, what's up, buddy? I do like the dogless, Kim, especially that big of a trap. You get, you get a Bridger number 5, and you're trying to set that sucker. Even like the TS 85s are a lot safer, I feel, because they're not as powerful. But some of those bigger traps, you're sitting there, you're shaking because it's so much work. One less thing for you to have to mess with is trying to get that dog under the pan, and you're shaking trying to fix it. It's tough. Those bigger traps are not something to be messed with, and the more powerful they are, the more you shake and quiver trying to set them. And that's one less thing. You can just hold down that jaw and get that pan up, and it's set. Then you can sit there and mess with the pan underneath the jaws all you want. But man, getting that dog in there just right. I do prefer the dogless, if that sums it up. Right, Anthony, for sure. Hey, don't tread on me. Hopefully you had a good time today, buddy. It was an honor to meet you and your son. Like I said, man, I didn't mean to cut you short there at the end, but we were hustling to get that place cleaned up, get everything out of there. I ended up being about 18 minutes late when it was all said and done. So, Nathaniel, I didn't know that. That's awesome. Phil Huffman. Is he a tailgater or an actual vendor? They are, Anthony. They are finger biters. Oh, yeah, Samuel. I'll be there 100%. I'm glad you had fun. Don't tread on me. Wyatt, I think I have 11. I don't know. I took a picture of him a while ago. It's 9 or 11, something like that. Okay, Edward. I think I've seen him there. There's several guys that have a massive amount of use traps. So Ruger, oh man, it was incredible. New people I met. There's not one person in that crowd that I knew personally. Um, apparently, I had one of them on Facebook that I don't know where it came from, but I knew her or her husband or something on Facebook, but one of the moms of one of the kids. Um, so, and we actually gained the Iowa Trap Association gained 12 new members and a life member today, which that's a huge win right there. How do you beat that? Everybody wins and stuff like today. The kids get educated, they get equipment to go out, they get encouraged. The Iowa Trap Association gains members. We all meet new people, we make connections, we have fun. How do you beat it? How do you beat it? And it was such a good time. Anthony, I always set them with the cone and kind of the crotch of my thumbs and use my fingers to compress the springs. Oh, your nickname's Ruger because your birthday is October 22nd. I get it, Nathaniel. It is Ruger. I don't know a single person there. And see, exactly. Don't tread on me. That was you were one of them that signed up for the to join the Trap Association. So I appreciate it because those are the people that are fighting for everything we do. Um, it. There's always stuff against trappers right now in the world, and pretty much that organization is the only thing in between us and people shutting down what we love to do. Jacob, it went awesome. I was very happy with it. I was pretty stressed out at first, very nervous. I had to get more chairs and more tables set up and make sure everybody's lined up and positioned where they need to be. But once we got going, it was phenomenal. It was great. I think everybody had a good time. As far as I know, everybody said they loved it. So that's all that matters. Oh, I bet, Zach. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, don't tread on me. Basically, if you get new traps, like your dog proofs you got today, won't need it. Those one and a halves and twos that you were given today, set them outside in the rain. Find a way to get them some rust on them. Power wash them, soak them in Dawn dish soap. Get a nice coating of rust on them, and then some Formula One on them, and they'll be good to go. Edward, I guess I haven't seen his release ones. That's interesting. I'll talk. I'm going to be talking to him tomorrow. So Don Hoffman for non-publication is $200 and it's a lifetime. With publication, I believe it's 1,000 because they got the magazine to print out to you every couple months. Samuel, if you go to if you go to Iowa Trappers Talk, Iowa Trappers Talk. Actually, hold on, I can actually type this in. If you go to the website I just posted, um, there will be a post on the top, I think, that talks about the convention. Let me see. Yeah, because it's always the first one that loads on my phone. It says ITA convention schedule by Craig Sweet, the second one down. You can click on that, and that'll tell you the demo list. Down there a little bit shows all the vendors. Um, Pretty much all the information you should need about it, I think. Anthony, my dad actually cooked pulled pork for everybody. I bought all the buns, barbecue sauce, chips, water, ice. It wasn't a crazy fancy meal, just chips and barbecued pork burgers or barbecue pork sandwiches. Right, pet center, exactly. Yeah, Nathaniel, I'll be at Bloomfield. You better be down there. That's gonna be a great youth event and just a great event in general. Backwater Baits always puts on a phenomenal event down there. Don't tread on me. That was Backwater Baits, which is the one hosting the one in October. Down in Bloomfield. He's the one with the baits. A&J Skinning Machines donated a bunch of trap stakes. He spent hours welding up trap stakes for everybody to have a couple. Phenomenal part on him. And Delta Waterfowl was the big supporter for the traps. They spent over $1,500 on traps to make sure everybody walked away with something today. That's phenomenal support. You cannot beat that. Right, Don. Absolutely. Oh yeah, don't try me. Actually, the donuts were from Delta Waterfowl as well. So I never even got a donut. I was kind of disappointed by that. I heard Bruce got the last donut, so I was kind of upset. Oh, cool, Jeff. That's awesome, man. Well, welcome in. Making hats and blankets. Yeah, that's something that I'm about to dive into here soon. Ozark Bound, how we doing? Jacob, the chain doesn't really matter in a typical set because they're gonna, you know, you can ank it here and put the trap right above it, and they'll hit the end of the chain, whichever direction they go, if that makes sense. Edward, where's he gonna be? Yeah, why they've got the Pennsylvania Trapper Association. Ken, what's up? Right, right, Zach, exactly. Well, thank you. Don't try to me. Again, I apologize. I didn't mean to rush you out of there at the end. I just it was such a busy day and things went a little longer than I thought. Not crazy, but we had to be out of there by 2, so I got pretty hectic there towards the end of sweeping real fast, and it got crazy, but it was a lot of fun. I was glad to meet you guys. I missed Piece of Heaven. Oh boy. No, I appreciate it. Don't tread on me. I felt bad for it. I just things got busy. Good, Ozark. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Oh, that's what I missed out on. Yeah. I can go make another drink. I'll be right back, fellas. I need one after the day I've had. There's so many furs in here. They're just everywhere. No wonder my wife tells me I need to clean up the office. Oh, Eric, if you should have seen me, man, I was one of the instructors. I easily could have had Next Gen do a lot of it too. But he was my film guy. He filmed for me. But yeah, I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off most of the time. Wow, don't try to me. That's good to know. Oh, AKW, that's not good. Thanks, Ozark. Oh, I do too, Ruger. I love that smell. Nathaniel, no, I really don't. I kind of just do it sporadically. Kind of depends on when my family goes to bed. My wife and daughter fell asleep upstairs watching a movie. I had to finish watching the Daytona race, and um, sat there with my boy, watched that, and now I figured, yeah, I'll come live, just to kind of celebrate the win today. It's just awesome. I can't stress that enough. Seeing people that me and Next Gen, I've talked about that before, is seeing these kids like that light, like that spark hit them of just the passion, and you can tell when they're interested. And he had some kids that may not have been so interested; they kind of got bored with it. But you saw some kids that are just like, "I want to do this," and that is just that man that gets me excited. No, Wyatt, it ain't. I promise you that. Yeah, Kim, you will want to plane them down to I'd have to check mine. Mine are probably half an inch, I'm guessing. I'm guessing they're half inch. Edward, I do anyway. As far as I know, don't tread on me. As far as I know, you're the only one that was in my chat that was there. So, Edward, the instructors were me, Bruce Rhodes, and my buddy Chad. He's actually a DNR park ranger down there in Knoxville, and he's a phenomenal water trapper. So I recruited him, and he jumped on board, as well as the local CO down there. He did the laws and regulations. Um, but yeah, don't tread on me. And if you notice today, like I don't, you never mentioned, or I never even talked about Iowa Trapper. I won't, because that's not what these classes are for. This isn't a promotional thing. This is I want kids that are new to trapping to come, and that's what I want. So yeah, I haven't heard any update on Pierce or Priest. I'm sorry. Yeah, I get it, Ozark. I get it 100%, buddy. Oh yeah, Samuel. Next year I'll be right there, probably with me most of the time. We tend to kind of stick together at these conventions for probably a good half the time at least. Nathaniel, I hope you had a good time, man. I really do. I hope you learned something. I hope you had fun. So I didn't mean to not include you and who was there from you too, but this is the first time I've seen you in here, buddy, that I can recall. So I appreciate you coming in, man. Yeah, Ace, I'm gonna be up there probably late Thursday night. Late Thursday night. All depends what time I get off work. I could get off work at 10 in the morning, could be 5 at night. I don't know. So yeah, I'll be there. But Ace, if you make it on Saturday and you're a member of the ITA, which I highly encourage, come vote for me Saturday at the general membership meeting, to try to get on as one of the board of directors. I'd appreciate it. That's crazy, Ruger and Jeff. That's awesome. Oh, nice, Edward. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. No, I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be fun. Same thing with the Bloomfield event. I'm still working on finalizing the schedule for the Bloomfield event. Because I've got an adult demo to do at 9, so I'm thinking a 10:30 kids event, and then 1 and 3, and make them kind of developing classes. The very beginning ones are how traps work, this and that, and then how we're making sets, and then kind of a more not advanced, but for kids it would probably be advanced. I've never done it before, so I'm working on it. I'm trying to wrap my head around how things are going to play out. I get it, AKW. That's too bad, buddy. I understand though. Yeah, Samuel, if you make it to Osage, we'll be running around. You'll see me probably an Iowa Trapper cutoff, whether it's this or green. Those are kind of my two colors I wear. Which class? The one in Bloomfield, Kim? Is that what you're talking about? Oh yeah, Pest Hunter. I covered that exclusively today. I was very, very upfront about the safety, especially with body grips. Edward, they've got a big list down there. Hold on, Nikki Swartz. They've got Dean Bartz, Tim Anderson, which, as far as Iowa guys, those are probably two of the best. Um, and I can't think of the others off the top of my head. I'm running the kids thing and helping with a demo at 9 o'clock on Saturday because they couldn't find anybody to fill it. But otherwise, Saturday event for the kids is what I'm focusing on. You're right, Anthony. We do, and that's something I'm going to be working on here soon. So yes, Kim, you're talking the kids event. The kids event, like I said, starting bare basics. What is a trap? How does it work? Then we're gonna go into sets, locations, and stuff like that. I'm still working on it, but as far as the actual demos, you're gonna have raccoons and coyotes, and I think bobcats and water trapping, beaver. I think you're gonna cover everything with the adult demos. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. And this setup is, um, well, Ruger, you've been there. This is a church camp in the middle of God's country that I don't know what it is, probably 500 acres of just trails through timber with open fields and ponds, and it's beautiful. No, I appreciate it, Eric, but I'm one of those guys. I'm gonna ride it out. I'm always gonna ride it out in a tent anymore. I'm kind of hooked on that now. But I'll definitely meet up with you for sure, Eric. I appreciate it. Next gen after losing his tent at Escanaba, he might take you up on that. I can't speak for him. All right, AKW, take care, bud. Ozark, you take care, buddy. Have a good night, man. Edward, I don't think so. I don't think he's in Bloomfield. Well, see, Edward, we'll still spend time at that camper. I just won't sleep in a camper. No, I just, I used to get a hotel room, and these conventions are like a real vacation for me. Away from work, the stresses that associate with it. So I tend to cut loose and have a good time. So I learned real quick it's not worth driving somewhere to a hotel. I don't need a fancy place to sleep, and I mean I'll take a shower with 20-ounce water bottles if I have to. I don't care. Yeah, Anthony, we're working on it. It's something I kind of neglected last year, and I should have jumped on it more. But we're going to be working on it now, and not just on my channel. There's a lot to come that I can't talk about yet, but that are in the works. So, Osage don't have much for hotels. Oh yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Kim, not really. I don't really sell anything. I'm just a trapper. I don't sell equipment. I don't sell baits, lures, anything like that. The only thing I've ever sold is shirts and hoodies, and that's um, people must be desperate for apparel if they want my stuff. So, fish hunt, absolutely. The price of beaver will be dropping, but yeah, I'm very much looking forward to trapping beaver right off the bat. Gavin, what's up, bud? Yeah, don't tread on me. I'm so glad that weather broke yesterday evening because if we're 100 degrees, it'd been a very, very rough day. Very rough day. Just talking trapping, Gavin. Jacob, we didn't have a convention per se. It was just a trapper education class. Was all it was. Somewhere between 48 and 52. Depends on who counted and who was in the bathroom at the time. So, Edward, I haven't. I've talked to Mink. I'm supposed to talk coon here with one of my main guys in probably 2 or 3 weeks. Um, Kaio, I've heard, is starting to come up better a little bit, or at least movable, but prices still are rough. And it's going to be tough. Beaver's definitely your best bang for your buck, and skunks probably. Yeah, I get it, Pest Hunter. If you had asked me on Monday, I'd have said it's too hot to do anything here as well. It was terrible. But like tonight, we went on a walk, just me and my family down our lane, which is about half a mile, and it was very nice. Almost chilly for them, which they're very, very cold blooded. Me, I'd sweat at 65 if I'm walking. So it was fun. It was just nice, relaxing, beautiful evening tonight. Wow, don't tread on me. That's a lot of rain. That I heard down south got quite a bit. A17, nice sugar. Oh yeah, Edward, exactly, and that's what I'm out there for. Big Tiny's, how we doing, buddy? Yeah, it has been a long time. Don't tread on me. One thing I didn't do this year that I want to do, I want to do a complete skinning fur handling setup, a lot like Coon Creek does. I definitely refer anybody that wants to know anything about fur handling. Coon Creek's videos are phenomenal. That man has it figured out. But I still want to put something on my own together. I didn't get a chance to this year. I've pretty much got a raccoon start to finish out there that I've had good, people tell me it really helped them. But I want to do everything from beaver, skunk, mink. I did do a skunk live video with my wife, and she's very grateful. I was very grateful that she stuck it out. That was fun. Hunting stuff, I sweat at 65 sitting still pretty much. Gavin, if you sent me a message just now, I'm not gonna look at it till this is over, buddy. I don't think they did, Eric. Beaver, they will. Beaver probably be moved out. But that'd be about it. Anthony, I'm gonna do some experimenting with my own raccoon bait this year. I know that I've got a couple ideas. I just got to make sure it stays cheap and economical for me to do it. Um, kind of like the commercial baits. The way I do it, I mean, hell, I'd have $1,500 in bait every year versus now I've got like 120 bucks. So if I could move that to, say it go from 120 to 200, but double or more my efficiency, it'd be worth it. So it's a fine balance of trying to figure that out. Thanks, Edward. I appreciate it. We're gonna do a lot more of them too. I got to find a way. I'm going to get certain mounts and actually build jigs to hold my camera in positions. Position 1, 2, 3. I think 4 and 5 will be my total. What I'm wanting. So we'll see. We will see. But I definitely want to do more. Oh yeah, Edward. I've heard vanilla, um, anise oil, um, cherry Kool-Aid mix. I mean, there's a lot of things you can add to it that really help it. Kim, I just use cat food. That's all I'm using. A lot of people do use fish food, and it works great. Oh, that one, Gavin. Yeah, you said hi, and that was it. So I said hi. Yeah, pest owner, and that works great. That works great. That it it's one of those things I talked about today when I was talking to people. It's raccoons are not difficult to trap if you have population. And they'll eat about anything. I asked especially the kids, I said, "What do you want to put in the dog proof trap?" And I heard marshmallows, syrup, honey, fish. Um, I think one kid said Skittles, and it's like I haven't heard a wrong answer yet. I mean, every single one of these things will at some point catch a raccoon. It's just if you have the population to do it. So that's what it is. It's just there's no wrong answer for raccoons. They'll bite on about anything. So. I haven't, Anthony. I have not. That'd be interesting. Well, Big Tiny's, I don't have Fishers or Bear, but I'm intrigued. Thanks, Edward. Take care, buddy. No, Eric, that wouldn't work out well. She'd forget to open her mouth and breathe. Breathe. No. Well, I got it, Gavin. I got it. Oh, I bet, Pest Owner. I'll bet. I'll bet there is. That wouldn't surprise me one bit. They got it. They got to check everything out. Um, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Kim, so for me, bait wise, I'm only using cat food. I think if you're to grind up really meaty based stuff for raccoons, I really don't think it'd help you that much. More fishy type stuff, but like I've tried deer scraps and stuff like that in dog proofs, and really, it's not ideal. Um, that's probably you'd catch them on it for sure, but there's better things out there, I think. Oh, for sure, pet center, for sure. That definitely would help keep things dry. So, all right, Nathaniel, thanks for stopping in, buddy. It's good to see you again today. You take care of yourself, and I'll see you in Bloomfield, my friend. Kim, this year I might be. Um, if I get on some private ground, uh, it's I trap the road ditches with grasses and things like that. But if I get on some private ground, I'm gonna set some dirt holes this year, and I might actually have them. One of the guys actually attending this class, I found out, believe it or not, so it's like an hour and 20-minute drive to Knoxville. He's wanting to learn some stuff. It's kind of weird because it was probably, a 45, 50-year-old guy by himself. You could tell he's a farm boy. And he's like, I got otters in my pond. They're killing all my fish. I want to learn how to catch them. Like, all right. He told me where he was, and I'm like, you're like 15 minutes from me. And he goes, oh, I got so many hundreds of acres and a 20-acre pond, and I need these things out of there. And I'm like, before you leave, give me your name and number because I'm going to call you. So I might actually get on some private ground this year. We'll have to wait and see. Turkey on a mock scrape. That's awesome. Fish hunt between 220s and dog proofs, somewhere right around 800. I'm not sure on my footholds. Right, Anthony. Oh yeah, Don. Absolutely, absolutely. Oh yeah, Kim. If I do use um any type of foothold, you're gonna see it. I'm gonna film it this year. So oh, Sac, that's crazy. I've never had a fisher down here. That'd be awesome to see. Oh yeah, Eric. Good luck with that, buddy. Praying for you, man. Good luck, and hopefully we see you in 2 weeks. So take care of that wife, man. Family first. Sometimes that's tough to do, but family first. Ruger, you still off work? Or are you back to work yet? Kim, okay, so I will give you this. If you're doing wire drowners, which I've done, the best way I can think to do it, how deep is your water on the deep end? How deep is it? And are you walking out there or are you having to throw something into deep water? Nice, Ruger. That a boy. That's awesome. Oh, you boat in. Okay. Boy, yeah, that's tough. I've never been able to do it, but everyone says you can take a sandbag and fill it up with mud on the bank, tie your wire around the top of it, and really lock it in tight. Throw that in deep water, but your wire has to be very, very tight on the top end. So if that sandbag's down there, you want to pull that sucker as tight as you can. I mean, really cinch that sucker down and hammer it in on the top end because any kink or bow in that at all, that drowning lock will catch it and it'll wrinkle that wire up, and you're in big trouble. They won't go down it. And from what I hear, like the the wire is pretty much done almost after every time. You might be able to straighten it out, but not very often. My stretchers, I bought them. I didn't make them fish hunt, unfortunately. I'm not that tech savvy or savvy enough to make a good plain stretching board. Oh, nice, Zach. Absolutely, Big Tiny. Absolutely. Kim, I would use cable. 1/8 cable would probably be your best bet. It's tough if you're boating in and you're on want to run a drowning system. If you're wanting to run a drowning system, even if you're boating in, I would highly, highly suggest rebar drowners. I love them. They work really well. They are heavy. Probably the average one, say 10 foot long, is going to weigh 10 pounds, probably something similar to that. But they're solid, they're rigid. You can jab that bottom side. I don't know what you are, probably. I mean, you can go 7, 8 foot down into the bottom and then take that top side, put a stake through it because you weld a washer on the top side. So the rebar comes up, you got a washer, and you pound a stake through that into the bank. And then you got your trap on there, slides them down. No worries. I love it. But they can be kind of pricey and it does add weight. But if you're on an actual boat and not like a canoe or a kayak, I'd really suggest it. Yeah, absolutely, Boxy. Hey, welcome in here, buddy. We're just talking about all the work that you and Ted put into that deal the other day. So pretty phenomenal event, man. I'm happy to have you in here. You guys are awesome. I don't know, but I got a good idea of how much work you put into that event. And after talking to you a couple times on the phone, yeah, I could tell. That's a lot of work. That is a lot of work. Kim, I'll tell you what, honestly, yeah. Yeah, if you know how to weld, in my opinion. So on the bottom of that drowning rod, if you're welding, so I use 1/2 inch rebar. Do not use 3/8 unless if it's a beaver, you want a 1/2 inch, no matter what. Coon, stuff like that, you can get by with 3/8 if you really wanted to, in my opinion. But on the bottom of that, so you've got that stake. Heck, I got paper here. I'll draw it out. That's kind of what I do. That's why I love lives. I'm able to actually kind of help out. So this is how I would do my drowning rods. You've got the actual the rebar, 8, 10 foot, and right here you want like probably a 1 inch washer welded on it. So what that does, pull the bottom end out, your chain, which you have a lock here. Um, don't judge my traps, but your trap, if they pull the bottom end out, will not be able to come off the bottom. So you still have a good anchoring system up here. And this is where you want your T-bar stake with a big washer up here, a 1/2 inch hole in the middle, welded solid. I love these. I think that is kind of the cat's meow. Um, I have really good luck with it. Oh, absolutely, Boxy, for sure. All the people that donated and bid on stuff was phenomenal. But I know partially, when I'd call you and you're in the middle of a meeting, I knew how much work behind the scenes you guys put into it. Yeah, pest center. I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. A diagram of how to set those dog proofs, like actually physically set them. Yeah, and I like the half inch, Anthony. That's my thing. Pest Hunter, you didn't get anything from me, did you? I got your message, Gavin. If you send me a text or a message on there, with questions or anything, I'm happy to help you out, bud. As far as anchoring system, Big Tiny, I did, Boxy, and I learned a lot, and I was very humbled to be in that group. That was pretty awesome. I was like, whoa. All right, I better sit here and just listen. All right, Big Tinies, I'll tell you what. You sit tight. I'm gonna be right back. I will go get my anchoring system for dog proof. All right. Sorry, guys. Had to go out to the shop, find a pogo, um, grab one of my dog proofs. Fish hunt, good place to get dog proofs. I like Funky Trap Tags. Great guy, supports trapping, does a lot of donations for the sport. Let's just say that. Okay, so Big Tinies. I run pogo anchors for everything. 2-inch washer with a big loop on top. That is definitely my go-to. I mean, these suckers are solid. I love that 2-inch anchor. I will not go below a 2-inch anchor. Our ground's too soft. I don't really care for it. But how I do this, I'm going to do this so you can see it. Compress that loop, put it through my swivel, as you can tell, and then pull it through, put the pogo through the loop, and it does what Kyle Katz said. it half hitches the trap. So it is locked on there, not coming off. I love this setup. This setup is by far the best I found. Mower sickle sections. What do you mean, Don? Like, do I have mowers run into my stuff? Absolutely. Oh, Ruger's right. Fish hunt. Most of my buckets that I have come from cat litter. I'll scratch a hardwood floor. Yeah, right, Patrick. Welcome in here, by the way. I didn't hear the dog bark, so the dog didn't bark, which tells me I'm all right. Really, sack nuts? That's awesome. No, big tinies. What I do, so they call it an actual driver. It's called a pogo driver. I should have brought that in here. I apologize. So what it is, it's just a straight shaft driver, smooth shaft, and it's got a slit up the middle of it, probably 1 inch, and basically it comes over the top like this. It grips this. So picture just a shaft coming straight up, and then I pound that into the ground, and then I pull that shaft out. So this is in the ground, just like so. This sits in the ground, and then once you pull on it, it flattens that washer out, and it has incredible strength. It is just insane. Kim, I just like the Dukes. I think they're a really good trap. They're the cheapest. I'm not sure if it's FB1 or FB2. One of them's push pull, I think, and they've got one of them has a big like plate on the front. I know they're self latching. I know those dog proofs are self latching, but with that plate up here, it just holds more mud and stuff behind it and debris. And I guess I personally just don't really want it or need it. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. I just don't use them. Oh, Anthony. Okay. No, I haven't, Don. That's a good point. Thank you, Anthony, for pointing that out. Yeah, Anthony. It's called a pogo driver, which drives these in. Um, Basically, like I said, it's just you know a driver comes down, it grips the top of this and pounds it into the ground, and when it goes down in, you pull the driver out. This ends up flat. Works out perfect. Big tinies. So I will drive this into the ground as far as my body weight will push the driver. I'm a big guy, 250 pounds, and I push that sucker down wherever it stops. I know this is going to hold. That's all it takes, really. You don't have to go crazy with it. On dry, I take the back. On dry ground, if I do that though, this isn't even penetrating the ground. So realistically, if you're on dry ground, like seriously dry ground, that right there, 8, 9 inches would hold just about anything. Just about anything. So, oh no, I haven't thought of that, Don. I haven't. That's a pretty good idea. Yep, boxy, exactly. The no BSs look really good. Um, I'll tell you what was really funny today. So everyone, we had a lot of very, very new people in this meeting today in the class. Um, and I told them, I expressed to them, you cannot just say these are dog proof because they're not. it's still possible to catch dogs, even in pull only. And I had a couple people that were really concerned of the safety and how much they hurt animals, and I was like, well, you're fine. These things are very, very humane. Um, but there's a few concerns, you know. I did show them also what a 220 does and the concern they should have for a 220 because that is real. Um, so education goes both ways, you know, show how safe that these are to an extent. You still have to use caution, but then to show them how lethal and deadly a 220 is, that is, you know, that was my big stress. You know, we are not far away from, you know, potentially losing our Conibear rights. So, Kim, I love Earth Anchors, and that's basically what this is. This is a version of the Earth Anchor. There's like probably 10 or 12 different kinds that you can use now. Yeah, Patrick, for me, if it's rocky, I'm moving to a different area, but I don't have the rock supply like you guys do. If I hit a rocky area, I can move 3 or 4 feet probably and be fine. Yeah, big tiny. So here's ground level. I'll get it for you. And all this stake does, this is just to hold it upright. I'll you don't even have to push it. I mean, you can literally just slide this into the ground, and that's how they sit in the ground level, which obviously I can't hold this upright for you at your angle. But it just sits there just perfectly straight up. You catch them, they pull out, and you've got this anchor on the end. You know, these anchors, you know, for a driver, you're talking $30. Um, for these, I don't know, $1.50 a piece. If you buy them, I make them. Not even me anymore. I got a buddy of mine that makes them for me just for the fun of it. But he'll make 1,000 of them for me, no problem. So okay, Don. Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about now. Um, I know some people that do that. I've just always used the washer kind. That's the only kind I've really used. Really, Ruger? You had the bottom of it break off? I've had them bent and I've had them all cattywampus, but I've never seen them bent. Cattywampus. Is that an Iowa term or has anybody else heard that? Cattywampus. I'm really intrigued now. I really don't know. Right, Jacob. Yeah, you were there today, weren't you? If I remember right, you were there today. I remember that name now. Oh, Kim, I've caught myself. I've caught my foot actually. They're nothing to mess around with. Exactly, Anthony. There's not. Big tinies. If you want me to make you some of these drivers, I can. They're not really my thing. I mean, I make them for myself, but I don't really sell them per se. But if that's something you need, I mean, I can get you some. It's not that hard. Cattywampus. Okay. That's what I thought, Jacob. I remember the name. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. I hope you had a good time, buddy. There is actually, it's crazy to think how much time, work, and effort goes into setting something up like that. It was pretty stressful at first, making sure everything was working smoothly and was gonna work as it should. Mm. Yeah, Boxy, that's tough. That's crazy, Ruger. I've never seen that. Big tinies. All right, that's fair. That's fair. Kim, no, I really don't. Kim, my lives are for me just to kind of interact with trappers and do exactly what you said. I'm so glad I was able to help you out. Again, what I say, this is stuff that's my opinion and what I base my opinion off of my experiences. Um, I hope it helps you out. That'd be awesome. But no, I just love interacting with with trappers and talk trapping and have fun with it. So that's when my once my family goes to bed. Generally, that's when I do my lives because I love doing this stuff. So don't tread on me. I don't have drivers though, buddy. I don't have any drivers, and if you want them, Funky Trap Tags has everything you guys need. This isn't something that I sell. I use it and I talk about it. So in my area, what's in my area, Ruger? Jacob, I want them just enough they don't touch. They do not touch if I catch something. So, for example, if this trap, is anchored in the ground, the top of my fish is the ground, when I set this trap and it can reach here, my next trap on the other side better not reach about here. You do not want the animals tangling up. And that's a big thing. It is very bad, very bad. Um, but I want to catch as many animals as I can in that ditch system. If I know I have a very narrow path, I will bury this sucker as deep as I can. I might even get up to the middle swivel to shorten that circle, which allows me to get more traps in. So as long as I shouldn't even say as long as these traps don't touch. If you have one trap here and one trap here, these animals can still almost tangle. You want to keep them the farthest, the extent of the chain going this way and the other one coming the opposite way. You probably want to keep close to 2 foot in between there. That's my opinion. That's what works for me. Next Gen even mentioned it in one of the classes today. I can't tell you how many times I've walked up to a coon that's in one and in the other. And then just staring at you like, what? Because I put them too close together. Or you catch two and they tangle up, and that's even a worse mess. Right, Patrick? Big tinies. I don't catch bear. Oh yeah, exactly, exactly, Ruger. Yeah, sorry, but yeah, what works for me in my area, that's what I do. So that's what I share. It won't always work. Like Patrick's talks about the rocky areas. I don't have big issues with that, other than my water trapping, and it's massive rocks. It's not just rocky area. It's erosion rock that sits there on purpose. Right, pest center, absolutely. And they touched on that today at the. Eric touched on that on the rules and regulations here in Iowa. Every trap must have your full name and address on it. So thank you, Pest Hunter. Absolutely. Yeah, big Chinese. Absolutely. Oh yeah, Anthony. Absolutely. Um, I did mention it when I talked about getting coons in each. I have a lot of people ask me like, do they get trap shy? Do they get trap wary? Do they see another raccoon in a trap and get nervous for it? If he puts his foot in one and then literally within a couple hours puts his foot in another one, when he's caught himself, they're not smart animals. They're not going to get trap wary, if that makes sense. For sure, big tinies, absolutely. Fish hunt, I have not used them. I've played with them, and they'd work great. There's nothing wrong with them. But for me, I can make these pogos for a third of the price at least. So that's what I do. Big tinies, there's been like two bears ever reported in Iowa that I know of, and they were like hundreds of miles away from me. So be interesting though. Matthew, how we doing? Big tinies, no joke. Actually, not here, but I've heard in other states of them doing it. Um, it actually did not end well for the bear because it was by the tongue. So yeah, bad deal, bad deal. But um, they're kind of like dogs; they need their tongue. Ah, William, I get it. Yeah, and hey, that's a lesson learned. That's an experience, and now you've learned from it and do better, right? And that's what we do. Not just as trappers, but as people. We do something wrong, we mess up, we make a mistake, we learn and adapt. That's what we do. Oh, Patrick and a number 5? Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. Big Tiny's, you got Facebook. Iowa Trapper. Send it to me. Oh yeah, Boxy. I've seen that. Yep. That's what people don't understand. Like everyone knows, is something too small or too big? I haven't had held a massive, but I've held 40-pound beaver in 1.5. No problem. Not on purpose. It's not what I'd recommend, but you would be surprised at how small of traps will hold such big animals if caught right. It's insane. That's crazy, Ruger. Nelly, this is a groundhog. Oh, sorry. Everything's backwards for me. So that is a groundhog. And right here, this is so hard, is a mounted skunk as well. So you've got a groundhog and a skunk in here. Then I got a raccoon and a beaver in the basement. Oh, absolutely, William. Yeah. See, we all learn. We all learn. Um, it's crazy how you will learn more going out and trapping and making mistakes than me or any other channel or DVD or professional trapper will ever teach you. I'll promise you that. You can kind of get the basic idea and we can send you in the right direction, but everything you do from there on out is you. It is. Um, and that's why I tell people, I have several people tell me, man, I'm having really good luck with marshmallows and dog proofs. But if you think cat food is going to work better, and I'm like, I'm not saying it will. If you have good success with it, do it. There's no reason to change something that isn't broken. Stick with it and move on. Yeah, boxy swivels are awesome. Swivels will make your setup so where you're not going to lose animals, you're not going to have foul caught stuff. Um, that's the best bet. Absolutely. Oh yeah, I've heard the whistle pig. I've never heard Pennsylvania grizzly bear though. Heard a minimum of 3 on coyote and beaver. I would say that most traps come pretty stock with 3 anymore. I mean, you've got one at the top here, a center swivel, and then one at the base. And that's something when I lock this pogo on, I will show you this. You could lock it to where it's above that swivel. If I can, I push that all the way down to the base of the swivel. You can kind of see where that is now compared to where it was right there, because that can try to bind up, which you can see it not wanting to spin without moving that pogo. But if I get it down to the base, I can spin it a lot more freely. So I always try to. Doesn't always work out. For raccoon trapping, if I have 2, I feel pretty good about it. I do want to put a swivel on my 220s, kind of like what Next Gen did. He kind of influenced me on that for sure. What a day, guys. Such a good day just to go to work tomorrow and then jump on a roof for the next 2 days. It's going to be a long week. Long week. Kim, I really hope I was able to help you out tonight. That'd make me feel good. I always love when someone actually really goes in depth and asks questions on here, kind of like Big Tiny as well, asking real questions and talking trapping and getting advice from either me or the chat. Seeing the reactions from people is awesome. I love that. That just makes this all worth it. Ruger, hopefully this can be the last one, and then I got a siding job yet to do too. Um, Hopefully that's it. I've got a couple more questions on. I actually got a new roof to do, possibly this year. I'm hoping it's not. They break ground on new construction in October, and I said, "Ugh." You get septic and basement done, you know, and the foundation. Then you start framing it up. You're looking at middle of November, and it's like I'm not roofing a house in the middle of November. Not just for me trapping, but those shingles don't seal down in November, and I'm not going to put my reputation on the line for that. Okay, Anthony, awesome. But yeah, so then I got another potentially another siding job if she picks me. It'll be next spring because she's still got another month of dealing with insurance. So um, yeah, plenty to do, just not enough time to do it. But I ain't gonna miss trapping season. I gotta have my time, right? which which is funny because it's like I burn my vacation to work way harder than I do at work. You see CRV, right? There you go. Actually, they probably would until spring, until they melted on pretty well. Yeah, Patrick, as you say, find your drive. Way to put words in my mouth. You're right, Patrick. 100% right. And that's pretty much how I get by day to day. It's how hard you want to push yourself, and you know, it's a different world now. Definitely a different world. So you've got to push, and for the people that find that second side job or side hustle, I get it. I'm ready to that point to where things settle down and I can kind of just slow down in life. BJ, oh man, I'm gonna come over there and I'm gonna just slap you. I'm going to slap you. Granny Low. Hey, I learned I learned how to drive a 6 speed with my dad's F-250 Power Stroke. So yeah, I think it's a Power Stroke. I don't know, but Granny Low, I'll tell you what, she was hitting like 3 grand RPM on that diesel. Um, and she was yeah, going 2 mile an hour. She's a torquey son of a gun though. I'll take a look here in a second, Gavin, when I get done with this. BJ, I'm just gonna smack you. Favorite animal to clean as far as skin and flesh and everything I do, Jacob. I hope I'm saying that right, Jacob. BJ. Uh, I'm gonna come over there. Man, you make me angry. Oh, Ruger. uh, don't make me drive northwest to slap BJ and then drive 4 hours southeast to slap you. Because I'll tell you what, I could slap you upside the head with my eyes closed and coming at you from 30 feet. Oh, I love it. Kind of. Ruger, if I stuck a 2x4 out my window right now and swung it, I have a good chance of hitting you upside the head. So No, Patrick, that is not true. Oh, BJ. Oh. I hate you guys. You guys are terrible. Matthew, funny story. I'm the odd duck. I listen to nothing. I sit there in the quiet with nothing but the sound of the flushing beam. And I would say normally, talking to BJ on the phone, but he doesn't call me anymore. So, that's kind of on him. Same thing with Ruger. We've talked twice on the phone. Both times I've called him. Uh, you know, talk is cheap. Talk is real cheap. BJ used to be my guy that was up late at night, chat with me, kind of walk me through the night, flesh and fur. But nope, now he's in bed normally well before now. So kind of shocked. Patrick, yeah, I might have to. Might have to. All my friends bail on me. So every time I call you, BJ, it's like, oh, hey, man, what's going on? Oh, sorry, man. I got someone coming down the driveway. I got to go by. And I'm like, hey, cool. I'll talk to you later, man. We were friends once. And you're like, hey, you know, bid my roof, which I still have to get a bid to you. I just remembered that. So, whoo. Oh, Ruger, I'm gonna delete you. Yeah, pretty much, Matthew. BJ. Oh, yeah, Boxy. Shots are getting fired now. It's getting deep. It's getting real deep. All right, Hannah stuff. Thanks again. Thanks for your support at that auction too. I can't say that enough, man. That's pretty awesome. Your check showed up today, which I won't get a chance to put in the bank till Monday, but much appreciated for everything you've done for that auction, man. Same with Boxy. Dude, that auction really gave me some serious hope for our community. Between that and the class that I helped with today, I am fired up for promoting trapping. I am really excited. Kind of stuff, absolutely. I'm looking at hosting an auction of my own someday. It's not going to be a benefit auction or anything like that. Just what I want to do is host an auction, and with the donations that I get, all the proceeds go to the winning bidders state association, whether that's Iowa or Pennsylvania, Illinois, or if someone specifies they want to go to the nationals. Um, the proceeds of the auction goes to the winning bidders state association. I think that promote bidding a little bit more. Just something I've been playing with. Who knows what'll happen? But yeah, BJ, it was, man. It was awesome. It was phenomenal. We had such a good turnout. I couldn't have asked for anything better. I really couldn't. Um, we had it's between 48 and 52 people, and that's the thing, guys. I want kids. I want to grow our youth into trapping, but that youth, especially that 10 to 12-year-old, is only going to get into it as much as his parents know. So you've got to educate them as well. It was awesome. It was phenomenal. I'm so thankful to be a small part of that. Uh, it was great. I can't express that enough. It was just cool. Don't tread on me. I'm using 330 seconds. 330 seconds aircraft cable. I'm not sure what you get small amounts for, but from Funkies, I can get 1,000 foot for $60, something like that. Hunting stuff, I'll tell you what, man. If it supports your organization, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. Right, Ruger. CRB, you wanted some pogos, didn't you? I don't have the driver, but yeah, we did talk about that because I wish you'd have told me before I sent you that box of fur. Um, but yeah, I can make you some. You just gotta tell me when you need them by, and you have to message me that because on here, I'll forget within 20 minutes. So, all right, big tinies, absolutely, man. I'm glad to. Ruger, they better listen to you if they're gonna know a lot. Yeah, see, when we were friends before you quit having people come down your driveway every 30 seconds. I see how that gets. So I understand. Oh, hey, look, it's him. Look, there's someone coming down my driveway again. It's probably a goat. Oh, yeah, pest center. Oh, you want 12 DPs from me? Mm, I don't have the pogos to give CRB. You honestly might just order them from Funkies. That'd probably be your best bet. They've got the pogos and the driver and everything you need. Ruger, I've already demoderated you and I will delete you. Don't threaten me with a good time. Yahtzee. I struggled actually today with the youth. The youth demos are my hardest by far, honestly. Um, I stress about them the most because you really have to slow things down and start from the beginning, and that's hard for me. It'd be a lot like teaching your teen to drive. Things that have been instinctive for you for years. You got to really slow down and teach them the bare basics, and I struggle with that. I do. I could just delete them right now, Pest Hunter. CRV, send me a message, buddy. Yeah, see, Ruger, I have the power in here. For the first time in my married life, I have the power. Ruger, my demo was DPs and 220s. We had a water trapping guy that showed footholds in the water and dog proofs as well next to the water. Um, then we had a guy talking canine predator type traps. So we covered the bare basics. I need to incorporate snares next year. That's probably my main thing I need to add to as well. This year I didn't do the fur handling as far as skinning, and I need to. That's something I need to do too. So we'll get there. Well, actually, I might be able to do that here, big tinies. That's the website, funkytraptags.com. That you can buy pogos from them, traps, anything you need. He's got pretty much everything there. I'm not. What are you talking about? I mean, I could because this is like one of the most beautiful skunks that I own. So soft. Jacob, the 3/32. I used to use 5/64 and it works fine. Unless you're, especially for footholds for coyote or something, you want 3/32. Tell me that wouldn't look like a good hat. It's just beautiful fur. That's what I talked about today in my demo. Is like skunk is the most underrated fur. That is gorgeous. Yeah, well, now I am. Someone brought it up. Beautiful tail. Man, this make a great hat. Tell me that wouldn't look good. I mean, seriously. Get some fur down the sides, cover your ears. Yeah, now stuff's getting crazy. Ruger, I'm gonna need 15 skunks to cover that sucker. It's probably about average, Anthony. It's got good white stripes, which is really good for here. But Primus, it would have been a November skunk, so it's still been early. Get that tail hanging down the back. Oh yeah, that'd look good. Pull the mullet look, which is something Ruger probably does a lot of. He's got a mullet. Um, I think it really would, Boxy. It really would. Like this is phenomenal. That's why I kept a lot of skunks. I'm gonna start playing with it and making hats, and I think it'd be awesome. Uh, in time, big things coming. So big Chinese, definitely the '80s look, Boxy. Jay's back in here. I didn't see Jay in here again. Yeah, Pest Hunter, it would be. It'd be too warm. It'd literally be a conversation piece. You'd have to have it that way. Anyway, guys, I'm getting up about 5.5 hours for work, so I better bail out of here. It's been fun though. Man, it's been almost 2 hours. That's crazy. That's just crazy. But always love these lives. Always good time, and appreciate the support. Like I said, anyone that's a Iowa Trapper Association member and going to the general membership meeting at the convention on Saturday, I'd appreciate your vote for the director at large position. I really think I could do some real good. So, all right, Don, you take care, buddy. Thanks for stopping in. Hopefully, everything goes okay for you and the family. Matthew, I get it now. Well, this might be my number one hat I make out of this. This is pretty perfect. They don't get much better. Fish on Trapper Pete, good to have you in here, buddy. Which one, BJ? There's a couple of them. All right, Boxy. Appreciate everything you've done. Just Al's benefit auction was phenomenal, and I know that's a huge part to you. So thanks for stopping in, man. Yeah, not a lot of people know how much work you guys put into that, and I cannot stress that enough. So thank you, Boxy. Um, Everybody else coming in here, it's been fun. Iowa Trapper on Facebook, Iowa Trapper 2 at Gmail. I want to help you guys out. I want to learn from you guys. That's why I do these lives. I want to communicate, interact with people. Um, Reach out, guys. If I can help you, I will. I can at least give you my opinion, my advice for whatever it's worth. But I love talking with trappers and outdoorsmen, and even the fishermen. Now we've kind of, at least on YouTube, we've kind of bonded the three together, and that is phenomenal. And I love that. That is just absolutely amazing. CRB, I wish. I will be at work in 6 hours from now. So, but anyway, y'all take care. I really appreciate you stopping in. It's been great. Uh, just keep doing our thing and talk trapping. Pretty soon, season's gonna be here. It's sneaking right up on us. So, y'all take care. And Monday, I think I'm doing a live with Next Gen out in the shop. He's gonna swing over here, and we're gonna have a little get together. Should be fun. Should be fun. So, BJ, I'll leave you with, call me sometime, because you don't ever talk to me. You're too good for me. Thanks, Anthony. Don't tread on me. It's good meeting you today. You take care of yourself. Uh, but yeah, y'all take care, and we'll see you Monday night, either on my channel or Next Gen. So I'm not sure. Doesn't really matter. We're talking trapping, and that's the important part. So y'all take care, and we'll catch you later.